We begin with the Democratic presidential race and the candidates trying to stop Mr. Trump from winning a second term. 6 of them met last night in the first debate of 2020. It's their last meeting before the Iowa caucuses.
The candidates reached out to voters, but a split between Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders drew much of the attention. At the end, it appeared that Warren refused a handshake with Sanders. Ed O'Keefe covered the debate in Des Moines. Ed, tell us what lies behind this disagreement.
Well, good morning. The dispute between Warren and Sanders began on Monday and became a major flashpoint last night when the moderators brought it up. Bottom line, Warren says that Sanders once told her that he doesn't think a woman could be elected president. And Sanders denies he ever said that.
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't say it.
Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, longtime allies, now say they remember a 2018 conversation differently.
Anybody knows me, knows that it's incomprehensible that I would think that a woman could not be president of the United States.
What did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed. Bernie is my friend, and I am not here to try to fight with Bernie. But look, this question about whether or not a woman can be president has been raised, and it's time for us to attack it head on. Can a woman beat Donald Trump? Look at the men on this stage. Collectively, they have lost 10 elections. The only people on this stage who have won every single election that they've been in are the women, Amy and me.
But that wasn't the end of it. After the debate, Warren and Sanders appeared to exchange words and parted ways without shaking hands, with Tom Steyer looking on. He described it to us afterward.
You could tell that the body language was a little awkward, right?
I think they were trying to figure out something between the two of them, but I didn't really hear what it was.
On stage, the senators running for president made clear their stance on the upcoming impeachment trial.
This is a decency check on our government. This is a patriotism check.
It is about Donald Trump putting Donald Trump first.
The contenders also debated health care.
I think we need to be candid with voters. I think we have to tell them what we're going to do and what it's going to cost.
Climate change.
I would declare a state of emergency on day one on climate.
And a week after the United States came to the brink of war with Iran, the candidates also debated who had the best foreign policy experience.
We should not send anyone anywhere unless the overwhelming vital interests of the United States are at stake.
But what I understood from right away in terms of the war in Iraq, the difference here is that the war in Iraq turned out to be the worst foreign policy blunder in the modern history of this country.
It's going to take a view to the future as well as the readiness to learn from the lessons of the past. And for me, those lessons of the past are personal.
Just 19 days remain until the Iowa caucus, and now we're really entering uncharted waters because today, Senators Sanders, Warren, and Klobuchar head back to Washington to deal with that impeachment trial, while candidates like Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg get to stick out here. And with that trial beginning and a campaign going on at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see which of those ultimately gets more attention here in Iowa.
Yeah, and there does indeed seem to be a rift between Sanders and Warren. I guess the question is, in Iowa, is there a sense that it's hurting either of them?
Well, look, if you have to spend valuable airtime in a big debate explaining that you're not sexist, you're probably not in good shape. And Sanders had to do that last night, so probably not great for him. But this much we know. Over the past year, Iowa Democrats have told us repeatedly they would rather see the candidates focused on what they would do to defeat the president and what they would do as president than beating up on each other. So this does have the potential to backfire on Sanders and Warren, leaving Biden and Buttigieg and Klobuchar as potential options. But of course, only 2 of those 3 will be here. So again, this impeachment trial has the potential to really upend things over the next 2 weeks and change. Tony?
Yeah. All right, Ed. And Warren definitely did not throw a lifeline to her friend there, Bernie Sanders. Thank you very much.
I'm curious, Ed, a lot is being made about she didn't shake his hand, she was snubbing him. Some people say, look, she didn't see his hand extended. You were there. What did you think?
Well, we weren't in the room, but by watching that footage, and if we had the telestrator, maybe we could really analyze it. It definitely looked like there was an awkward moment there. These two are good friends. They have been close for years. That was an exchange that suggested they're having a big disagreement.
All right. Ed O'Keefe, I know we'll see you again. Thanks a lot.